Hello and welcome back to another episode of Rusty JDM. Previously I painted the engine bay, and in today's video I will be installing the engine back into the car. Now the first thing I'll be doing is putting the inner guards, then I can put the engine back. Now there are a few things that I would like to show you because it was hard for me to find information on the internet. Now sit tight and enjoy. Okay, now here's the engine bay which I've been working in the last 2 days to get everything ready. It's not 100% there yet. As you can see, the wiring are still around, so I need to get into that. So this will be done when the engine is on, then I can start with the wiring. So the important things that I want to talk about was the power steering. Now this is a hydraulic power steering box. So the difference between the hydraulic and non-hydraulic is they're exactly the same size, except the non-hydraulic is a bit shorter. So your steering column reaches all the way to here. So the only thing you need to change when you do or when you convert to the hydraulic will be this one here. Now as you can see, this little guy which called, if I'm not mistaken, intermate. So if you're looking at the non-hydraulic power steering, so they're shorter, and in order for the power steering, in order for the column to reach the power steering, they use a longer intermate. So when you're converting to the hydraulic one, the only part that you need to exchange will be this one. It's a shorter one, so it's literally way shorter. So you need to disassemble the whole column and then slide this back in, and that's the only difference. The other things that I would like to talk about is the drive shaft. The easiest way to measure your drive shaft was, you don't have to put the drive shaft in, you don't have to do anything. The only thing is you measure from your rear seal where your gearbox sits all the way to your bearing. So when you want to measure that, so you measure from the bolt to the rear seal. That's the only thing. So the other thing is your speedo sensor. So this is the factory one which came out of the A340 gearbox. Now I have fitted the one that came out of the MS85, so it was a 3-speed auto. I think they're all the same, manual and auto, and it fitted directly in. Now you can also get those from all the 80s and 90s Hiluxes, 4Runners, and there's many Toyotas that has the same sensors. So factory electric, and that's the factory for the MS85, and it's mechanical. Your shifter linkage, so I'm still using the existing 2J shifter linkage. What I've done here, I shortened this linkage back to 450 mil, so exactly from this end to the other end is 450 mil on dot. And one last thing, this used to be 2 little holes, and I'm assuming they were for the aircon lines, which is they go through the firewall. And the only thing is I jointed them, so I made the hole bigger, drilled 2 holes, and that will be for my 2J wiring loom going through the cabin. Okay, and the last thing I've done is cutting this rubber because the old one is gone, can't use that anymore. So I just had to buy those strips, or whatever you want to call them, measure the rubbers exactly the same size as the previous one, drill bigger holes, and that's it. So that's for both ends. So the way I installed this hydraulic power steering box, usually the method will be rotate and see how much rotation you get, and then you find the center of the rotations and then connect it to your power steering rack, sorry, the steering rack, or whatever the system is. With this one, because of the style of this power steering box, the rotation isn't much. It's like one rotation and a bit. So I tried doing it and then I couldn't get the center correctly. So what I did was doing a full lock on the wheel. So I turned the wheels toward the driver's side all the way, and then I rotate the power steering box toward the same way. So I did a full lock toward the other end, and then I connected to my rack, and that's how it was easier. So I did a full lock toward the other end, it was free all the way, and then back to the driver's side all the way, full lock, it was free as well. So that was the easiest way for me. Now the next thing is installing the column. So I'm not sure if it's going to be a hard one or not, but I'm going to give it a try. Otherwise I'll probably be calling Theo to give me a hand with this. Alrighty, so it's done. It was a bit challenging doing it on my own. So the only mods I need to do was cutting this little one end, it's like a stud, the other end it's like a bar sticking out holding the joints. I had to cut it shorter by maybe 5 mil because it was getting too close to the firewall. So yeah, I haven't tightened all the nuts yet. I have to rotate the steering wheel, but yeah, and that's how it looks from non-hydraulic to hydraulic. Alright, next putting the 2J in, and let's see how it goes. engine is in. It's still tilted backward because the gearbox needs to be lifted, and I have to put the cross member for the gearbox. but so far looks good. Alright, so the cross member is on. I haven't put the nut for the mounts. Everything looking good. I have also installed my handbrake cable, so the handbrake is working. And with the engine wiring loom, so I have already put that through the firewall, so it's not screwed yet. There you go, you can see it better. So the loom is sitting right here. It comes through the firewall, just there. So the EC will be sitting somewhere here. Once all the wiring is done, we'll be able to mount the EC here. Alright guys, so I'm going to wrap up this video for today. So for the next one, I will be doing all the oil lines, so engine cooler, transmission cooler lines for the kerosene pump to the box. I have to also tidy up the engine bay, so all these wirings, cables, whatever you can see, they have to be tidied up. And then I finish it up with the radio support. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.